Tesson. Until September the 11th of this year, you were an active member of the diplomatic service.
Yes.
How long were you employed in the service?
18 years.
Members of the jury, I shall not embarrass Miss Tesson by asking her to state what her civil service reports have consistently maintained, namely, that her work has been of the highest competence and that her record is unblemished. Miss Tesson, how many overseas tours have you completed?
In all, 7.
When did you return from your last?
About 6 years ago.
6 years. Is that a long or a short time to remain posted at home?
It's rather long.
Do you prefer to work abroad or at home?
Abroad.
You like to travel?
Yes.
Is there any other reason?
Yes.
Will you please tell the court what it is?
It's a personal matter.
Please answer, Miss Tesson.
When I was 23, I was engaged to be married. My fiancé was killed in a car crash in London. Since then, I've preferred to work abroad. For some reason, England persists in holding unhappy memories for me.
And during the last 6 years, did you make inquiries as to why you didn't get another overseas post?
No, there was no particular reason. It happens sometimes like that if there's a shortage of staff at home.
Do you feel any resentment about remaining in England?
No, none at all.
Can we come to this matter of your taking classified papers home with you?
Yes.
You were aware that this is against regulations?
Yes.
That you were liable for a reprimand or perhaps worse if discovered?
Yes.
Do you take this kind of material home often?
Yes, but there's pressure at the office.
Please explain that.
Well, in order to complete the work that I don't have time for during the day. If it's busy at the office, phones ring and people constantly come in and out. One's always having to leave the work in hand to do something more immediate.
Do many people take work home? Papers that, strictly speaking, should remain under lock and key?
It happens.
I see. Very well, Miss Tesson. You agree that owing to the pressure of work, you broke the rules and took classified material home with you to complete in the peace and quiet of your home?
Yes.
Now, when did you first meet Hans Müller?
It was in April sometime, I think.
Was that this year?
Yes.
Where did you meet him?
At a party.
Was that an official party, a diplomatic reception?
No, it was at the house of some friends.
Did you know he was from East Germany?
Yes.
From the moment you met him?
Yes, he made no secret of it.
Did he tell you that he was a communist?
No.
Why not?
For the simple reason that he is not a communist.
But he was a member of an official trade delegation visiting this country with a view to improving economic relations with the East German government.
We didn't talk very much about politics. He told me privately that he didn't hold communist views, and because it's unwise to publicize that sort of thing where he comes from, we decided not to pursue the matter.
Of course. And you believed him?
Yes. I saw no reason not to.
Miss Tesson, did you report your friendship with Hans Müller?
No.
Why not?
Because if I had, I would have been asked to end it.
Were you prepared to do this?
No.
Sorry, Miss Tesson, I don't think the jury heard that.
No, I was not.
Did it not occur to you that your association with Müller might give rise to suspicion and possibly affect your career?
Yes.
Why then continue seeing him?
Because I was in love with him.
Did you fall in love at once? Was it, forgive the cliché, love at first sight?
If not first, second.
He made an impression.
Yes.
When were you aware that you were in love with Hans Müller?
About a week after meeting him.
That would be, what, the beginning of May?
Something like that, yes.
Did you immediately develop a sexual relationship?
No.
Was it ever discussed?
If you mean did Hans try to persuade me to sleep with him? No, he didn't.
When did you start your sexual affair?
Some weeks later. I believe the police have a note of the time and the date.
Yes, 11:28 on July the 1st, they say. During your subsequent meetings with Hans Müller when he visited your flat, were you then bringing classified documents home with you?
Yes.
Were you not aware how serious this would seem to your superiors?
Well, I didn't give it very much thought.
For someone like yourself. With such a distinguished record, surely it must have struck you, the hazards. I mean, here was a person from a communist state whom you permitted to your flat whilst you were in possession of confidential documents.
Mr. Elliot, I've been working for the diplomatic service for 18 years. During that time, I've been approached on all sorts of occasions by people hoping to dig out various bits of information. Believe me, I'm an old hand at spotting them. Hans Muller was not one of those people. I knew he was not. For me, that was sufficient.
Would it be sufficient for your employers?
It was none of their business. I decided after meeting Hans Muller that my personal life was of more importance than considered opinions of the security department.
In other words, you were prepared to sacrifice your career for your love of this man?
Yes, I was.
Miss Tesson, did Hans Muller ever show any interest at all in your official life?
Never.
You felt confident within yourself that classified material you took home would not be secretly or openly examined by him?
Hans Muller spoke no English. We used to converse in German. The documents were always in England. If he had seen them or glimpsed them on any occasion, he wouldn't have understood them.
Which would mean that you were not endangering the safety of those documents.
Correct.
Hans Muller could not understand them.
Correct.
Now, the police maintain that when they entered your flat, the documents were lying in an open drawer.
Yes, they were.
Why was the drawer open?
Well, I'd been looking for something when the police knocked. There were lots of drawers open. We'd been listening to the record player, and I'd mislaid the pad used for cleaning it. I was looking for it when the police arrived.
Mm-hmm. And when the doorbell rang or when they knocked, were you alarmed? After all, it was fairly late.
Well, I was puzzled. I don't usually get callers at that hour.
Is there a lock on your desk at home?
Yes.
Do you normally use it when the desk is holding material from the office?
Yes.
A few more questions. Was Hans Muller in love with you?
Yes, he was.
Was marriage discussed?
Yes. We went away on holiday to Greece together. Hans mentioned the possibility.
This would have meant giving up your profession.
Yes.
One final question, Miss Tesson. Are you still in love with Hans Muller?
Yes, I am.
Thank you very much.